Talking Head Rips, episode 4. 4. What is that? 4. We are cooking some very late brunch because it's a slow morning. I just wanted to sleep in to start off my 3-day weekend. But we're making some corned beef hash. We're gonna talk about some whatever comes to mind. Honestly, I don't even know what's gonna come to mind. Maybe some topic about Valentine's Day? Maybe, perhaps. Let me adjust my camera real quick. Adjust. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. One of my least favorite things about opening these, by the way, we have a very shitty, very rusty old crumb can opener. This sucks. But we're gonna grab a stick of butter. Damn, bro. Somebody packed that whole damn fridge with Trulies. Freaking drunkie. Get some butter for the pan. And then we're gonna open up these cans and then just get it on there. I don't really do too much seasoning for corned beef hash. It's already pre-seasoned for the most part. Am I a chef, by the way? No, I'm not using this. That's not a butter knife. Who put this inside of the normal utensils? You're trying to kill somebody, bro. 2 of them too, bro. What is this? Setting traps out here, gang. Research. Common sense. Why the heck are we putting that inside normal utensils? We're gonna cut that butter. Ugh. Boom. I know it's behind me, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But yeah, I guess starting topic for today's rep, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I'm probably just going to treat myself to maybe some sushi or something. It looks good around locally. I was maybe taking a little solo trip, but I kind of like that I'm stacking bread right now. The new paycheck just came in pretty early, and yeah, I'm saving pretty good money right now, so I'm going to keep it up with that tempo. Might buy something, though. Possibly DaVinci Resolve Studio. Possibly some more lighting. Possibly some camera equipment. Maybe just DaVinci Resolve Studio. Because it's not like I'm planning on not editing for the next how many years. It's not just going to magically go away, so... I love myself DaVinci Resolve, and I want all the special features that makes your editing faster, and also it kind of just puts you out there. Because I feel like I'm super past the, like, noob, like, you're new to editing. Like, I would consider myself to be pretty intermediate now when it comes to editing. But yeah, I got butter on my hands. Valentine's Day. Fun fact, I have been in a handful of relationships, but I have been oh so lucky to never have been in a relationship anytime Valentine's Day rolls around. Just not in the cards for me. Christmas too, actually. It's always, actually now that I think about this, it's always like a summer. Like summer is usually for some reason the time that stuff aligns around. Spring, like late spring, summer-ish into like early fall, that's usually the timetable that lands for me. But I always do get a lot of phone calls and texts from those friends who are in relationships around Valentine's Day talking about, oh, is this gift good enough? Do you think you like this idea? And if I know their other friend, which sometimes their significant other, then I usually like, hey man, as long as you're not spending too much more than you can afford, which usually they always are trying to do. Bring them to a 5-star Michelin restaurant that's like $200 per person. Hey man, if you're rolling bougie like that, you got it. You got it. But some of them I'm telling them, I don't think they need all of that. I think it's really just the sentiment that counts. You know, that's you don't gotta do too much, right? Stay financially responsible. That is the most important thing with Valentine's Day. I feel bad for the people that have, like, their significant other has like a birthday near Valentine's Day, or like in between Christmas and Valentine's, because I'm thinking to buy them a Christmas present, a birthday present, and a Valentine's present in a span of like 2 months. And I'm like, eee, God bless your paycheck, because that stuff is not sticking around. Dude, this corned beef smells absolutely equivocal, if that's even a word. Is that even a word? Yeah, by the way, if you hear the snapping that's spiking the mic, it's literally me, because this thing, it's so rusty, it won't spin. I have to like clamp it all the way around the can. All the way around the can. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, all the way around the can, so I can actually open the thing. But that's one. Let's get two. This might be a really long recording, by the way. Gonna kind of get to nitty gritty of this right now. Let me focus. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't really talk about too many Valentine's experiences, except I guess every single Valentine's Day I usually have. This is a first timer. I usually have like pretty close friends that are like girls, somewhere evident. But I'm far from home, and I actually haven't made many new female friendships in my first about couple months here. And that's partially because I also haven't been connecting with an insane amount of people. I know a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people. I just don't be going out as often as I was last year and years before that, where I would be going out really often with many different types of people, many different groups of people. But I'm honestly so busy kind of doing my own things that I don't put myself in the positions to do that. So no one I will be gifting this year, unfortunately. Bless my paycheck at least, but yeah, nothing there. That's one can. So this other can will be opened. Oop, right there. Two can like the bird. They're gonna put some oil on this, and they're gonna throw these bad boys onto the pan. Oh yeah. And I don't feel back. I am listening to music right now. I'm listening to some classic 2000s rap. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe come back to the butter knife so we can scoop this out. But one pan. Ooh, let me take off the can. Oh. Let's get that on there. Yeah. Boom. Can two. By the way, I love me corned beef hash, especially like corned beef salad, the Filipino way. I don't know how to really make it that way, but I really do need to start learning how to make Filipino dishes myself. Some of them aren't too difficult. I'm just kind of, so me when the can just falls off. Give me a second. The simple corned beef, eggs, rice. Oh my God, heaven. And some avocado, which I only have one half of an avocado left. That's gonna be enough. I'm gonna spread that around. Then we're gonna throw some prior seasoning on that. And then we're just gonna let it sit. That's all we had to do. Corned beef hash is pretty easy to make. It's not that hard. 2 empty cans. Put the butter back. Put the butter back. And we're gonna go ahead and throw this on some medium to high heat. We're gonna grab ourselves salt, pepper, salt and pepper. And because I'm a little bit weird, a little bit of chili. Right now, oven says 524, so hopefully it doesn't take any longer than like 10, 15 minutes. But as this is simmering, we can kind of get to just chatting a bit while we're seasoning. All right. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit slow with talking. Let's talk about, I guess the gifting part of the Valentine's Day. I used to just find, this is something that I honestly have only seen myself do, but I also just like surprising people that I'm pretty appreciative of in my life. So I don't care if it's the same sentiment. Flowers, chocolates, maybe something they like, whether it's Starbucks, Dutch Bros, Chick-fil-A. Surprise them a little something. You say, I appreciate you. It's my little gifts. And yes, I only do this obviously if they're single too. There is a funny story though with last year's instance where I had a friend ask out a friend like on Valentine's Day, and I was still planning on giving them a gift anyways. So I still went ahead and did it because it was before the fact. And it was pretty clear because I was friends with both of them. I was like, this is just a friendly sentiment. I think there were some problems with it, but not too much. But yeah, I've never really had a significant Valentine's experience. I just find it as another little holiday to appreciate someone else. And sometimes that's okay. This year is probably just a different approach of me treating myself out to my own lunch, own dinner, whatever it may be. I said I want to try some more places around here, locally, things of that sort. But I guess I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, so let's talk about something more present. Let's talk about the shift in mindset that I'm having with a little faithful setback I feel like I had with God this last week. And I made a very fortunate phone call with an old friend, Ben, who I know in terms of being well versed in being able to interpret scripture and bring it into better understanding, be able to root some certain understandings that I am not the greatest at finding myself. He's pretty good at it, because I was finding myself getting into the mistaken purpose of following God and running away from sin. For a span of a couple of days, I started running away from. I wasn't not focused on following God, but I started running away from sin and being more focused on that than being more focused on following God. It became like a 80-20, 70-30 split between my focus on both. And it was making me overthink. It was making me lose my mind. I was like, what's going on, man? Like, I feel like I'm slipping. I feel like temptation's getting the best of me. What changed? And I knew something was different, but I just couldn't like fully grasp what that was. Let me grab the eggs. And I kind of just came to the conclusion that after talking with Ben and giving me some wisdom, it was just, how many eggs do I have? 3. I guess I'm making 3 eggs. I gotta go to the grocery store tomorrow. I wonder how many places are actually. Valentine's Day isn't like a government holiday. I don't even remember if Valentine's Day is always on the weekend. I'm pretty sure it's not. But yeah, I got a little misfocused. And yesterday, I felt like I was able to start back on the right track and get back on track of what I was doing. I didn't post a video yesterday. I feel like I need to get my mental stuff figured out, right? I feel like this is a good weekend to go ahead and edit those vlogs that I took on Christmas and New Year's. Kind of just to recollect the fact, hey, remember, this is stuff you'd like to do. My camera is a bit dusty, my filter at least. My goodness. My goodness, man. But yeah, I think after I eat and stuff, I might go do a store run, maybe get some groceries, stuff like that, run some errands, just get outside. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be lifting today. I gotta ask Jim Bro that. Yeah, I got back with that. And in terms of, I had a little conversation, or some conversations that sparked the conversation in between following God and chasing virality. Virality in terms of like chasing views and likes. I already took the mental word. I've turned off all notifications for likes and views and for getting likes and all that interaction, because at the end of the day, what I want to do is paint a story, my own story, to be able to reach to those who need that help or have relatability to what my story is, to how I went from this. My apologies, somebody knocked on the door and I was like, it'd be the door dashers, bro, because I'm in a quad right now, by the way. This is my room. There's 3 other rooms behind me. But what I was talking about, that little mix between that and the whole focus and my main purpose, so this way you kind of remember by vision boarding and finding your main goals. At the end of the day, I just want to help people. And yeah, the bigger platform you have, the more reach you have. At the same time, I'd rather have a faithful, honest, and like loyal community of 1,000 true followers than be 500,000 people and I only know like maybe 100 of them. That sucks, right? But I need to get to the point where I'm able to receive and talk about my story like it is a version, like it is a part of myself. Because at the end of the day, it is a part of myself. But the thing to get out of just the box is how long I have spent not talking about those parts of my life, even though those parts of my life really highlight why I perceive things the way I do, why I am the way I am, and how where I am today, and how my path and my journey of how I got to this point to right now currently is honestly, at least to me, and I realize as we're talking to other people, it is kind of crazy. Like, you would never expect me to be where I am today. You would expect me to be probably working a 9 to 5, being an in-debt college student, and not learning or figuring out what I actually want to do with my life. To keep it simple, not go into full depth, but like a lot of the reason why it's so crazy, because I started high school on the worst note ever, the most depressed I've ever been, to the point of like genuine like therapy needed. the lowest of lows and the worst I've ever been mentally. No motivation to continue with school, no aspirations or dreams to do anything. And I was the most chronically online I've ever been in my entire life, because that was the only place I had social interaction. Because I was put in a position where where I moved away from the school I was going to right as COVID started. So, and when I say moved away, I was like an hour away, 40 minutes, an hour away, and it was COVID, so. And because I transferred right after COVID, I never got to meet new people at my new school because school was not in person in session. So for about a span of a half a year straight to maybe a little longer, I had no friends, I had no sports to play, no teacher interaction. It was just online on a computer. The only friends I had was Discord and Twitter. And I grew a Twitter account with how chronically online it was to like a couple thousand followers. I think it went up to like 8,000 followers or something. Because I was posting every day, just watching, doing anime, watching challenges and diving into a bunch of different communities and doing a bunch of unhinged stuff with the fact I was only like 14. And people were like, damn. I was really known for the fact that I would be watching so much anime so fast. People knew that. I think I was so much older, and then they would find out I'm only like a 14-year-old. And they're like, damn, this dude just doesn't care about a damn thing in the world. At that time, I honestly didn't care. But at the same time, I was hiding behind a screen for the most part. Eventually, there was a point where I would reveal my face and like show what I sounded like and stuff like that. But at the same time, there was a point where I did have a bit of a clout chase mentality, right? Because I was like, damn, my Twitter's come popping off. I got to start hopping on trends, hop into popular communities, start rage baiting and clickbaiting. I did get into all that. But with Christian content, the biggest thing is finding ways. My goal is to perceive the teachings and the moralities of the Bible and the scripture, to perceive and how valuable that information is to those who are religious or not religious. To the point of you can literally if you follow God, you can also follow your dreams, your passions, whatever you want to do. But you also need to be intentional with it. There's other things that you need to get in tune with by also rooting it through God. Your 4 pillars: social pillar, mental, physical, spiritual. God will help you guide you in building those 4 things, but you need to be open to educating yourself, getting into better habits. And despite whatever your situation is, I want to highlight like how unfortunate, how inconvenient, I'd say, a lot of my situations were. And I didn't actually fully follow God to get out of it, but I realized that He was evident. He was always present in my life, even when I wouldn't realize it. My path changed every year in terms of what I wanted to do. College never really came into the picture until junior year. And the military didn't come into picture until after I graduated high school. Seriously, like it was supposed to be a plan B. That's what it was. Military was a plan B. But I never really considered it to be a plan A until I left, moved at the house, paid my own rent for the first time. And fast forward a month or two later of just me being isolated in my own life, I was like, hey, let me educate myself on all this and see if this is the best thing to do. And all of that action and putting it into God's hands led me to where I am right now, in a different country, making my own living, and right now finally following what I would 100% 100% consider to be my dream career. Something related to content, something to being kind of an entertainer, but also something to be able to help and serve back to other people. That's what I love to do. I need to blow my nose. A long story to tell. It's not one long story. It is one long story, but it's more so a lot of long, small stories. If that makes sense. But I'm gonna finish off my rep right there. I'll record when I finish making my food and making my plate. But we're gonna cut it off right there. So I rep for the day. We'll see if we get back outside tomorrow for Valentine's Day. But yeah, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening to my little yap session this morning. Sound a bit slow, sound a bit monotone. I apologize. But bit of process, we'll get there. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Final results. It looks a bit messy, but that is what I call good grub, man.